Hello and welcome to the Batgirljamie Show. Please hit the subscribe button and become a member of the Bat fam, and hit that like button and hit that bell so you get notified every time this is about me. I have Asperger's syndrome and it's a high functioning form of autism, so it makes things in my life a little bit difficult, but I manage very well for what I have. I'm an expert napper and I'm a cat lover. I wish I could have a cat, but I don't have any animals here. But I love animals. I love cats and dogs. And pugs are my favorite dog. Pugs, my mom has a pug and I love her to death. Bella is my favorite. I love getting pug hugs. I love karaoke with my friends. We go to karaoke at our favorite bar. That's a bowling alley in our town. And me and Joshua Danger go with our friend Wicked C. And I love superheroes. My favorite superheroes are Batman, Captain America, The Flash, I like Supergirl and Batgirl. And I love streaming sites. I have a Roku box in my bedroom and a Roku TV, and I watch Netflix, Prime, Hulu, and Disney Plus. And me and Twisted J each have 2 of them, and we share with each other. I have all these social medias. Most of them are Batgirljamie. All of them are Batgirljamie, except I don't really use Skype, but all the rest of them are Batgirljamie. And they're linked in my website that's linked down below. I love Android. I have an Android phone. I have the LG Stylo 6, and so does Joshua Danger and my sister, and we all love it. My favorite foods are tacos. I could eat tacos. I eat tacos all the time. I make tacos at least minimum of twice a month. And I found some other things that I could make that recently that are really good, like Mexican pizzas, like Taco Bell makes. And I love pizza and Domino's pizza and Twins Pizza. Twins Pizza is a local business. I love Taco Bell. I love their burritos. I'm obsessed with chicken quesadillas from there. I really like Dairy Queen. I love their blizzards, and I love their chicken strip baskets, and their hamburgers are really good. They have good hamburgers. I love coffee. I drink coffee like all the time. If I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking water. If I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking Gatorade Zero. And if I'm not drinking that, I'm drinking tea. I love hot tea or cold tea. I just don't like sugar in my tea or coffee. I like them both black, plain. Earl Grey is great tea, and so is green tea. I really like passion tea too. And I love Rockstar Energy, and I really like the zero sugar ones because they don't give me as big of a crash. And I really like to read, and I love books, and I own a lot of books, but I don't own as many as some people. Because I don't have a lot of room to store more books and stuff like that, I started doing ebooks, and I love ebooks, and I use my old Samsung Tab. I use my Samsung Tab 4, and it's the light version, and I also use Audible on my Echo, and I got a bunch of books on Audible, like Kevin Smith books, and the one I'm reading on Audible right now is The Meaning of Mariah Carey, and Anne Frank. The Diary of Anne Frank is my absolute favorite book. I've read it like at least a minimum of 3 times. My favorite book series are Twilight. The Hunger Games is my absolute favorite one, but I also loved the Twilight series. I'm reading the newest one right now. I bought it. My favorite book series that has more than a few books is the Sookie Stackhouse series, and I have most of the books, and the ones I don't, I have an ebook. I love to read biographies. One of my favorite ones that I have an Audible and physical book is ICP's Behind the Paint, and I also have Tough Shit from Kevin Smith on Audible, and I love that book, and I've been listening to that, and I have this other book too, and I also liked the book The Help that I read it, and there's a bunch of other books that I've read, but I do mostly do Audible books now because I can't store anymore, but I love video games, and I have an Xbox One, a PlayStation 3, and a GameCube, and a Nintendo. I have one of those things that plays Nintendo games, and it's a Retron 2, and it plays Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo games. And I love Injustice. I have Injustice 1 on the PlayStation 3 and Injustice 2 on my Xbox One, and those are some of my favorite games. And I really like the game Sonic Racing. It's kind of like Mario Kart. It's like the Sonic version of Mario Kart. And I love Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I have that on my PlayStation 3. And I have on my PlayStation 3 Little Big Planet 2. And I love Mario and I love Mario and Sonic games. So I have the Sonic Mega Collection on my GameCube and my PlayStation 3. I have a bunch of like Sonic games. And I also really like Fable. Fable is one of my favorite games on the Xbox. I love that, and I love Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur, any of the Soul Calibur games, I love them. And me and Twisted J have been playing this one, Sea of Thieves. And I also played Trailer Park Greasy Money on my computer, and I also play Town City, and that's like a town building game. And I love Walmart for shopping, for my groceries and for clothes and for all the things that I have to get at the regular department grocery store. And I love Old Navy for clothes. I love their hoodies and their jeans, and they're just comfortable. And that's what I normally get from there. And I love Adidas shoes, and I like Nike shoes because they last a long time and they don't fall apart. And I also really like Asics because they don't fall apart very much either. And I buy a lot of my stuff on Amazon. I even bought this computer I'm using on Amazon. And there's an Amazon playlist of stuff that I bought. There's an Amazon link in the description of stuff I bought that I really like. I really like buying band merch at Hot Topic, and I really like their just pop culture stuff. And where I buy my makeup, if I can get to there, is Ulta. I love the Benefit makeup they sell and some of the makeup they sell, and sometimes I'll just buy it online if I'm buying enough of it. Some of my favorite actors are a lot of them that I really like are Reese Witherspoon is one of my favorites. I really like her, and I really like Alicia Silverstone. Those were two of my favorites that ever, like, from the early 2000s and 80s. I mean 90s and early 2000s. Those were my favorite. My absolute favorite actress obsession of mine is Marilyn Monroe, and I also really love, as an actress from TV and film, is Mila Kunis, because she was in that 70s show, and that's my favorite. And she's been in some of my favorites. One of my favorite actors that was on TV and that's now in movies and that now does music is Jared Leto. I love his band 30 Seconds to Mars. Emma Watson is one of my favorites. She was in Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is like one of my top 4 favorite movies. And also she was in Harry Potter, which is one of my favorite movie series. And Kat Dennings was in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, which is one of my favorite movies, and she was in a couple more that are just I love every time, and she's in one of my favorite TV shows too. And I love Jay and Silent Bob, which is Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, which are my life. And I love Scarlett Johansson. She was in the movie Ghost World that I absolutely love, and she was also in the Avengers and a bunch of other movies that I like. Every time I see a movie with her in it, I like Orlando Bloom, and I like everything I've seen him in, but I don't really. He's like in Troy and Pirates of the Caribbean and a bunch of movies, and then he just stopped acting. Vivian Lee is good too. She was in one of my favorite movies, 2 of my favorite movies, Gone with the Wind and A Streetcar Named Desire, and I own both of those. And I love James Franco and Seth Rogen. They're 2 of my favorite comedians. Besides, I also really love Adam Sandler. He's my favorite actor, and I forgot. My other favorite actor is Michael Cera. Those are my probably 3 of my favorite 3 or 4 of my favorite male actors. And besides, for TV and kind of film, I like Jensen Ackles, Misha Collins, and Jared Padalecki. Those are my favorite for TV actors. And they're on my favorite TV show that me and my friends are obsessed with, Supernatural. I love movies, and I own a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays, but I stopped buying them, and I got rid of a bunch of them, and I started using Vudu. Vudu's where you buy them, and then you stream them. And if you connect it to Movies Anywhere, if there's not a movie there and it's on Movies, if it's cheaper somewhere else that's on Movies Anywhere, you can watch it. My favorite movie is My Girl. My Girl and My Girl 2 are 2 of my favorite movies that I love. Besides, and I really love the movie Pretty in Pink. I love Molly Ringwald movies. Absolutely love every movie I ever seen her in. I also love every single Spider-Man movie there is. All 6 of them. 6 or 7 of them. And Almost Famous is one of my top 4 favorite movies. I love Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson is one of my favorites. I forgot to put in my favorite actors, but she is. And then here's my movie with Emma Watson, and I love the dude in the movie too, Ezra Miller, and Logan. Logan was on 13 Reasons Why. And then Nicanor's Infinite Playlist is a Michael Cera and Kat Dennings movie, and I love both of them actors. Everything I've ever seen them in, I just love them. Big Money Hustlers and Big Money Rustlers are the two ICP movies, and I love both of them, and I've seen them a bunch of times. I just love them movies. ICP, I think, is making like one more album and then they're gonna retire, which is sad, and I love their music. But they are getting pretty old, and they want to have time with their family. I love all the Batman movies, every last one of them, especially when Michael Keaton plays Batman, and I like all the Batman movies and the Avengers and all that. I love Jay and Silent Bob movies, every single freaking one of them, even the animated ones. And all the Avengers movies I really like. I love the Avengers. They're pretty damn good. Because Scarlett Johansson. And the Evil Dead series, I love them. Those are some of my favorites. I love Bruce Campbell as Ash. He is just great. Two of my favorite animated movie is Nightmare Before Christmas, and my second favorite is Snow White. Those are my two most favorite. And then I love the Harry Potter series. I love Harry Potter. Those are some great movies. Just great movies. And I love TV. And there's a lot of TV shows that I watch. And I watch most of my TV shows on Hulu and Netflix. And a lot of the shows I like to watch are on Hulu and Netflix. So, I love iZombie. That's one of my favorite shows. And I've seen every single episode. I love that show. I can't just say enough about that show. I also love The Flash. The Flash was a good TV show, and I also liked Supergirl. I like their superhero shows, and I liked Gotham. It was good. I really liked that. And I liked Shameless too. Me and my homie like Shameless, and I love Doctor Who. Oh my gosh, I love Doctor Who. I just got Young Sheldon on Vudu. I do buy some TV shows on Vudu because you can't watch them on Netflix or Hulu. And I got all the Big Bang Theory when COVID was around, and I binge watched all 12 seasons. And I binge watched Two Broke Girls because I bought that too. I love Two Broke Girls. My love for Kat Dennings. I just love her. She is so awesome. And Adventure Time is my favorite cartoon besides Family Guy. I think it's Adventure Time, Family Guy, Family. We got Family Guy, The Cleveland Show. We got The Cleveland Show, and American Dad is another one that's another Seth MacFarlane show that I love. And I also really like The Simpsons. And Bob's Burgers is another favorite, and I really love Adult Swim shows. And I love Bob's Burgers. I can't get enough of it. And there's a lot of Adult Swim shows like Rick and Morty that I love. I like Rick and Morty and Mr. Pickles and the Boondocks and all them. I like Mike Tyson's Mysteries, and I love BoJack Horseman on Netflix. And I also like that one with the kids. I can't remember the name of it, but right off the top of my head. And I also really like Stranger Things. Yeah. I also bought the whole series of Friends because they put it on HBO Max, and I'm not paying for another streaming site, so I bought the whole series on Vudu. And That 70s Show's gone now, and I can't really watch it now, but it is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's got Ashton Kutcher. It's got all them actors in that movie are some of my favorite actors. I really am a music buff. I'm super obsessed with music. Music is my everything besides movies and TV. I really, really, really love movies. Peace, love, and music is my favorite motto, and I love music. Music gets me through a lot of hard times. Real music isn't on the radio, and that's true because I love the Beatles and the Beatles and stuff like that, and some of the real music isn't really on the radio. I collect vinyl. Vinyl is my favorite way to listen to music, except for my Amazon Echo. I really love my Amazon Echo, by the way. Save the vinyl, guys. If you want to, you should start collecting records and some vinyl. That's the best way to listen to it. My record player I have is this one, the Audio-Technica AT-LP60, and that's one of the best record players to get for the cheapest amount of money. And it's the one I recommend because it doesn't scratch your records up and ruin them. Horrorcore is one of my favorite genres of music. It's a dark form of rap, and it's really dark and like horror based. I love gothic rock music, like Ministry and Marilyn Manson, and things that are more dark based. And I love punk rock. Punk rock is some of my favorite music. Pop punk will never die either, but I like some pop punk and some pop punk I don't, and I'm kind of picky about it. And I love nu metal. Nu metal is one of my favorite genres because a couple of my favorite bands were nu metal bands. And I love metal. You can't kill this love for metal. Metal and punk and that kind of rock music is probably my favorite. It really is. And some of my favorite band of all time is the Beatles. Always has and always will be since I was 16 years old. Is when I discovered the Beatles, and I was been obsessed ever since. Besides them, the Monkees. I got into the Monkees when I was a little kid because MTV used to have that show on TV. And that was one of my favorite bands. I really like Pink Floyd, and I really like collecting them on vinyl. That's how I mostly listen to them, or on my Echo. And I use Spotify and Amazon Music. I pay for premium on both of those. I don't really like Pandora because it's too repetitive. And I love Jimi Hendrix. I have a bunch of his vinyl. He is the greatest, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and you can't get much better than him. And I love Twisted as far as horrorcore. Some of my favorite horrorcore artists are Twisted. Yeah. They started their own record label. They're not on Psychopathic anymore. I love Twisted and Insane Clown Posse. Insane Clown Posse is another horrorcore artist that I like. And I really like Boondocks too, but I don't have him picked. And I love Razakel. Those are my favorites for that genre of music. They're the ones I listen to the absolute most out of that genre. And my favorite female singer of all time has always been Mariah Carey since I was like 10 years old. Since I discovered her when I was 10 years old, right before I turned 11. And one of my favorite emo bands, pop punky alternative type music, is My Chemical Romance. I love Gerard Way. He is amazing. And I also really like Falling in Reverse. Those are two of the bands I listen to a whole heaping bunch besides Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy is like my absolute listen to all the fucking time. I'm obsessed. And then Bring Me the Horizon is too. Those are like the four bands in a day to remember. Those are like the bands I absolutely listen to the absolute most. Sorry. Listen to absolutely the most. And I love Avenged Sevenfold, but I haven't listened to them that much lately. But I really do like them a lot. They're one of the bands I've listened to a lot in my life. Like Shinedown and 30 Seconds to Mars is Jared Leto's band that I absolutely love him and love that band. That band and his brother's the drummer, Shannon Leto. And Nirvana's awesome. Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain are amazing musicians, and so is Chris Novoselic. And I love Foo Fighters too. Foo Fighters are just amazing. Dave Grohl is one of my favorite musicians of all time. I love him. And Jack White too. And I love Korn and Jonathan Davis. I like the White Stripes too. Jack White, and then I like Korn with Jonathan Davis. I love Jonathan Davis. Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of my favorite bands too. I have them on vinyl and CD, and I just listen to them quite a bit. I'd say they're on heavy rotation in my list. And Misfits are one of my I like the Misfits, the Sex Pistols, the Clash, Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly. I love Johnny Cash. Flogging Molly. I love Flogging Molly and stuff like that. And Dead Kennedys. And thank you for watching. Could you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video? Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back. And I hope you come back to see some of my other stuff. All my beauty stuff and all my other videos. Thanks.